Hey YouTube, what is good? Crystal here. So I got another challenge for you guys. If you guys have watched the last video, then you know that I'm doing this challenge where I Hey YouTube, what is good? Crystal here. So if you watched another Why is it so hard for me? Hey YouTube, what is good? Crystal here. So I got another challenge for you guys. If you've watched my previous video, you know that I'm doing this challenge for people who need to grow their audience, like myself, and really just figure out ways to get new clients, to build your network. As you know, your network is your net worth. Building relationships is really important to growing your brand. And so if you guys had a daily or even like twice, 3 times a week challenge where you can put things in place to build the habits for actually building those relationships, then yeah, this challenge will be perfect for you guys. So the only rule is to just spend at least half an hour working on these tasks. There's going to be a series of randomly selected activities or challenges for you to do, and each of which is going to help you to grow your brand and build loyalty, grow a fan base. I'll be running through this challenge as well, so you'll see exactly how I'm executing this. And definitely, once you complete a challenge, comment, let me know how it went, how you feel, questions, anything that you got, okay? So without further ado, the challenge for today, which is randomly selected from here, but I've already selected it because I've already worked on it. The challenge is to write your brand story and to share that story with your audience. This is like really small. I know y'all can see that. Yeah, brand story. So your brand story is really all about identifying, why didn't I actually think about how I'm gonna say this? So your brand story is really just a compelling message that you think will attract your audience. It goes through like what their particular journey in life is like right now, the challenges that they're going through, and then you're gonna like insert your brand as the solution to that problem and hopefully lead them to the outcome that they want to get to. So it's a really simple process. I'm just gonna read out like what your brand or the process of I'm just going to read out the outline of this brand story. One is to make your audience the hero of the story. So it should be centered around who your audience is. You're going to define the problems that they have. You are going to be a guide with a solution to that problem. You're going to include a clear call to action. You're going to discuss the potential for failure, and you're going to end your story with success. So depending on what your brand is and your customer's journey will determine like how exactly these tips will work for you or how this outline will work for you. But that's the general idea. Craft this story with your audience and your ideal customer as the hero of it. Insert yourself as the guide with the solution and end them with success. And when you write this story, And when you write this story, like make it really passionate, make it really exciting so that your right audience will be attracted to it, so they'll feel excited by it. So there's different, and the reason you want to do this is really just to engage people, so you let people know like how exactly you can help them. Stories is really, really important to branding. It's really, really important to attracting your audience, because people love stories. Like, who doesn't love a good story? So crafting one for your brand would really, really help to gain your audience's attention. Now the second part of this challenge is to actually share that story. So when you write, let's say, a paragraph outlining this customer's journey, your brand story, then you're gonna put it as a caption on your Instagram post, or you can create a video. This would probably take you more than half an hour though, but if you want to create like a really interesting, get someone on Fiverr to create like this really dynamic video with your customer's journey, you can do that. Or you can just create a video of yourself talking about it and just share that on social media, like, you know, and really expound on the things that you can help people with. You can also put it on your website. You can create a carousel on Instagram and share the story. You can tell the story on Clubhouse, however you want to go about it. Me personally, I've written the story, but I haven't decided how I'm going to share that as yet. There are elements of it on my website, but I'll probably end up making an Instagram video and just talking about what it is that but I'll probably just end up making an Instagram video and sharing this story. Now, real quick, this is exactly what my brand story is, so you guys can get some inspiration. And then, yeah, you can go ahead and start working on it. So real quick, I'm going to show you guys and read through my brand story for culture. And you guys are my audience, so you can let me know if it appeals to you. And that way you'll also be able to get some inspiration for when you're writing your story as well. So the context that I've written this in is almost like an ad. So you can picture like an Apple event type of ad where there's a narrator, and then there's like really nice, cool visuals. And then there's someone that narrator is speaking directly to the audience and inspiring them with their words, right? So that is the context for my story. And here it is. You've always been told that you're too idealistic and impractical, that your dreams are too lofty and highly unlikely, that the world was stuck one way and you can't change it. People couldn't see what you always saw, but you pressed on anyway, creating what made your heart feel full, contributing wherever you were needed, until one day, change began to happen. Figments of your imagination became reality. What only you once saw, finally others can see it too. They thought you were crazy, but now they're asking you how you did it. So that's my brand story. It literally goes through the challenges or the where people are at in life. So being told that they're impractical, idealistic, their goals are too lofty. And then one day change happened, and that change is culture. It's a very subliminal way to plug culture as that change. And then with that change, figments of their imagination became reality, and that's speaking to the work that I do to help people to piece together ideas and to actually execute their visions. And then what only you once saw, finally others can see it too. So that's starting to move towards that end goal of people finally being able to validate what you've always known, what you've always felt. And the people who thought you were crazy are now asking you how you do it. And that's all about like the impact that ideally my clients will have on the world, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's my brand story. And so what I'm gonna do is to take this and rephrase it and just make an Instagram video about it. So I'm going to plug that video in at the end of that, just so you guys can hold me accountable to not just writing the story, but sharing the story and enticing or getting my audience to really understand why is it that I'm doing what I'm doing and how are they a part of that. So that part actually makes me really nervous because, you know, I can do that, but like sometimes sharing it makes me nervous. But this is what the challenge is all about. So yeah, it is your turn. Go ahead and write your brand story. Go ahead and share it with your audience and then let me know how it goes. That is your challenge for today. But before you go, stay tuned for my Instagram video that I'm gonna post. But before you go, stay tuned for my Instagram video that I'm going to post about my brand story.